Hi guys. Today I'm doing a hike in a state park, and it's because it's hunting season. I am safer within the boundaries of a park than hiking out across trails that traverse this county where a lot of hunting goes on. And today I've got a very bizarre story for you, and I thought I'd do a video about this story because the gentleman that this story is about does the same exact thing that I do, or did the same exact thing that I do. And he would do day hikes. That's what I like to do. I've done hikes where, I've spent the night and then hiked again the following day, but I prefer day hikes. And it's just nice to get out and get exercise and see the beautiful sights, especially this time of year in the fall. But what is very bizarre about this particular story and this gentleman that I'm going to talk about is the fact that he was on a hike that was only 2.5 miles. That's it, 2.5 mile hike. That is nothing, you guys. That is such a quick, easy, nothing hike. And the trail was considered easy, like the one that I'm on. Flat and just goes straight in. And this trail has a lot of trails that go off of the trail, many of them in here that go off in all kinds of different directions, so you could take your pick of which way you want to go and where you'd like to end up. So I went much further than the gentleman I'm going to talk about did. Now, the gentleman I'm going to talk about, his name was James Griffin. He lived in the state of Washington, and James Griffin lived just outside of Olympic National Park in the state of Washington. He lived right outside of the park, so he would frequent the park all the time. And so this one day, he decided to go on this short 2.5 mile hike into Olympic National Park, and he made it to the hot springs that he wanted to visit. He made it there, and other hikers had seen him. It was when he was on his way back that he stopped only a half a mile from the trailhead where his vehicle was parked. And James Griffin decided to make a meal and have some Coca-Cola. And he had a Mountain House meal that he boiled water and prepared it and let it sit for the 15 minutes that the directions require. Well, he set his pack down, made his Mountain House meal, opened his can of Coke and set a camp cup next to the can of Coke, and prepared his Mountain House meal, sealed it up and set it on a log near his pack, and never drank his drink and never touched his Mountain House. James Griffin hiked into the woods on December 22nd, 2014. He was supposed to have a dinner with friends on Christmas Eve, and he was reported missing on December 24th, 2014, 2 days later. He was on the Boulder Creek Trail. His backpack was found Christmas Day, 50 feet back from the trail, 50 feet off trail, and only a half a mile from the trailhead. An open can of Coke found untouched on log with sealed Mountain House prepared meal. Now, the thing is, you guys, he was a half a mile from the trailhead. He was 50 feet back from the trail, which is not far at all. If other people were walking the trail, they would have seen James 50 feet back in the woods. That's not far at all. My house is only 50 feet long. That is not a far distance at all. And being that close to the trailhead, not sure why he bothered to stop and fix something to eat when he was so close to his vehicle, but he did. And something scared James off. Had to have, because he left abruptly, leaving everything behind. His pack, all the equipment he hiked in with that day, his drink, his meal, everything was left, and James took off. A search party was put together to look for James, including friends and family. And James wasn't found until a year later. James' body was found on January 25th, 2015, the next year. Now, James was found 1/3 of a mile into the woods and 1,000 vertical feet up on a cliff. Now, to give you a perspective of how high 1,000 feet is, I'm going to put a picture in the video here of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. That is 1,000 feet tall. This man, James, was 60 years old, and he had a bad leg. He had a bad knee. I'm going to be 52 in 4 months. I've got health problems. I've got bad knees. I've got a bad hip. There is no way that I would go 1/3 of a mile into the woods from my pack and my gear and climb 1,000 feet up in elevation. There's no way. There's just no way I would do that. I don't even think I'd be able to climb 1,000 feet up. That is high. I'm terrified of heights. I do not like heights. And I wouldn't do it at my age, let alone being 60 and having a really bad knee. I guess he walked with a limp. Right now, I'm in the part of the woods where I saw that thing running. Not sure what it was. But that's where I am. I hiked this trail before 2 miles into the forest. But back to James. My question for you guys, and the reason why I'm doing this video, is what do you suppose scared James off when he was only a half a mile from the trailhead where his vehicle was parked, that would make him run not down the trail but deep back into the forest and then climb 1,000 vertical feet into the air in elevation? What the hell would do that? This guy, in my opinion, had to be terrified and took off because either something was on the trail and he couldn't run out of the woods on the trail, because believe me, if you're running as fast as you can, you'll cover a half a mile pretty quick. He would have been back to his car, to his vehicle. But something made him run into the woods, and then he had to get up high. Now, what I think happened is that something took James, and I don't think he climbed 1,000 feet. Something put him up there. Something lifted him up there or carried him up there. Because I don't think a 60-year-old man with a bad knee is just out of the blue gonna go up 1,000 feet. That is a hell of a height. Like I said, that's the height of the Eiffel Tower, you guys. That is way up high. Way up high. That would take a while to get up 1,000 feet. Imagine trying to scale the Eiffel Tower, how long that would take you. That's not something you just scurry up like a cat going up a tree. That would take a while. Boy, there's a lot of trails in here, you guys. I'm going to give you a look around because they go in all directions. There's one there. I'm going up this one. And then there's a road that goes that way. So, I wonder, you know, because as I walk, my van's way back there. Way back there. I've already passed the distance that he was to the trailhead when he took off running. I'm already beyond that point. But I know if I saw something, I'm going to make sure that I throw my pack on real quick if my pack is off. And I'm going to make sure it's secured like it is now with a sternum strap. And I'm going to hightail it out of the woods. I wouldn't leave my gear behind unless absolutely necessary, unless I absolutely had to. But I don't believe that this man climbed 1,000 feet. That would take a while. Now, he was last seen at 4:30 in the evening, and in the end of the month in December, everybody knows it gets dark early. It can get dark around 5 o'clock. So the woods were just starting to get dark when James took off and left his pack, his meal, his Coke, and all his equipment, his stove, and everything left behind. He took off. And it was also 30 degrees and lightly raining. Now, just like in the 411 cases that David Pilates talks about, there always seems to be inclement weather when something happens. This is why I make it a point when I go hiking on a day hike, regardless of where I'm going, that I check the weather report. I look at the radar, and then I zoom out to see how far away the nearest cell of rain is to the area where I'm going to be hiking. If it looks like rain is coming within the hour, I will scrap the idea. So I'm always paying attention to weather. I prefer to hike in nice weather in the daytime with it sunny and beautiful out. But I'm just curious on what happened to James Griffin. It's too bad that things like that happen to people. But what makes this story scary, you guys, is that this guy disappeared on doing just a basic hike like what I do. Yes, I've done some long distance hikes. I've done some very short distance hikes. You know, I have done night hiking. I really enjoy night hiking. And I'd like to get back into that because I haven't done that in a while. But I'm just curious on what happened to James. So if you guys want to leave a comment down below and let me know what you think, you can Google his name and the story comes up about James Griffin. Griffin. James Griffin, 60 years old, went missing in Olympic National Park. What you doing, buddy? Where'd you come from? Huh? Where'd you come from? What you doing, buddy? This is somebody's pit bull that's loose. What you doing, buddy? Thank God he's friendly. But this is why I carry bear spray, you guys, because if this pit bull wasn't friendly, I'd have to use it on him. Because pit bulls are very dangerous dogs. Can be. Thank God he's friendly. But I seen him down at the other end of the park running loose, and nobody claims to own him, so I don't know where he's come from, but dogs are supposed to be on a leash in a state park, New York state law, and this dog isn't, so I'm just glad he's a friendly pup. Seems like a really nice dog, and he seems like he wants to hike with me, so you never know what you're going to encounter. But what you doing, bud? What you doing, buddy? You go boy, huh? Go boy. Did you run away from your home? Did you run away from your home? He sure loves these trails. Oh, I guess it's a girl. It's a female pit bull. Come here. Come here. Hey. Come here, pretty girl. Come here, girl. Come on. Come here. She's interested in exploring. She's going to go that way. I think I'm going to go down here and pick up this other trail. See where this other trail goes. So I was wondering, do you guys suppose that there's any difference between a state park and a national park as far as disappearances go? It seems to me like you don't hear as many cases of this in a state park versus a national park, and I wonder if it's happening mainly in national parks. What is the connection? Why is there so many disappearances in the national parks? I've always wondered that. What's that got to do with it? Pretty strange. who knows? I don't think we'll ever know what happens to these hikers that go missing. I don't think we'll ever know. We never know. I have no idea where this trail goes that I'm on. No idea. It's a pretty one though. It's a gorgeous day to be out hiking in the woods. Gorgeous, gorgeous trail, you guys. Very beautiful trail. I'd like to find a spot to sit and have some coffee. So I don't know, you guys, these hikers that go missing, I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. I don't know what happens to them. Okay, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. Sit here at the picnic table and enjoy a nice cup of coffee. What a beautiful day in the woods. I'm just here right on the trail. So who knows, you guys, what happened to James Griffin? I personally think that he was carried or lifted and put up on that high mountaintop, 1,000 feet. That's a ways up in the air, you guys. And I guess they were able to do an autopsy on the remains. I'm not sure what kind of condition the remains would have been in after all that time from when he was found. But they determined, according to the article, that there was no alcohol or drugs in his system, so he was 100% sober. And I guess he was a well-liked guy, a nice guy, and something scared him off. You know, what did it? I don't know. Really makes you wonder what in the world is going on to some of these people in the woods. You know, in all the years I've camped and hiked, I've never run across anything that would have scared the hell out of me to make me want to take off and leave my gear behind. I have had it, I've seen it happen to other people though. So anyway, guys, I'm going to be doing a lot more hiking before winter comes. I will be doing some winter hiking. And because I'm going to be getting back into that just to help to deal with winter. And it's a long season, so I've got to do something. But I love these hikes, and I like making videos while I hike, and I will be covering more topics, more stories, and things like that. And I will also try to always have coffee time on the trail now, whenever I can. And I will also leave the song of the day down below for you guys to listen to if you'd like. So let me know what you guys think. What happened to James Griffin? Put it down below. Leave me your thoughts, your comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I want you guys all to know I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your time to watch my videos. I truly appreciate it. You guys have a good day, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.